hard and so fast it went completely underground.
So listen, I'm sitting here watching 9/11 documentaries and you know, editing up like videos and whatnot. We got a lot of Errol Spence, Kell Brook material coming today, but the press conference just ended. Okay, let me slow down. This is a live video, uncut. It's 12:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, March the 23rd, 2017. About a half an hour ago, the press conference for Kell Brook, IBF 147-pound champion. He's 36-1 with 25 KOs. He's taking on Errol Spence, who is 21-0 with 15 KOs. Basically, at the press conference, Kell Brook was, you know, he was chatty. You know, he was being sassy up in there. So it's heavily talked about like how he's very irritable making weight or trying to cut weight. Now, word is he's been trying to cut weight for weeks now, or he's been already cutting weight for weeks now, and basically he's just trying to get in the best shape possible so that he's not killing himself on the scales. So you have Errol Spence, who is the challenger over in the UK. He's over in the UK right now. The fight is going to be happening on May the 27th in Bramall Hall. That's how I was told to pronounce it. On Showtime International Boxing, which is going to be on 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and about 2:30 p.m. Pacific. And then over in the UK, it's going to be on pay-per-view for you guys. And we're going to find out what the undercard is later on. But we do know that Dylan White is likely, heavily likely, to be on the undercard. So, T-Street Controversy. This is T-Street Controversy Live. Am I losing my voice? I feel like I'm pushing my voice. Anyway, I gotta get some tea. That's probably what it is. So, you have both of these fighters at the press conference coming at each other's resumes. So, I'm looking and I'm thinking to myself, well, Errol Spence doesn't really have anything on his resume. I mean, depending on how you look at the Chris Algieri fight, Chris Algieri did fight Pacquiao and Manny Pacquiao didn't stop him. And then you look at, you know, Leonard Bundu, who fought Keith Thurman. Keith Thurman couldn't stop him. And then the only two names that stick out to you on Kell Brook's resume is obviously Golovkin in a fight where he had, as Errol Spence said at the press conference, 2 good rounds. But, you know, he did move up to 160 to fight him. So he started asking, he started talking about the resume. And he started asking, drink some of this iced tea. I need like hot tea and like my lemon. There we go. We're coming back. All right. Errol Spence asked Kell Brook about, well, what's your resume look like, you know, for your first 25 fighters? And me, I know Kell Brook's resume, but if you really, really, really want to know the artistry to Kell Brook's resume, go to BoxRec and look at it. Now, I tallied up, right? Right here. Let me see if you guys can see it. You can't see it. I've tallied up. I've sat here and I've tallied up the losses, only the losses, because once I saw what I was getting myself into, I said there's no point to look at the wins of these guys. Just to give you a little bit of perspective of what we're about to delve into, right? He fought one guy, right, who at that time, poor Peter Buckley. At that time when Kell Brook fought him, it was Kell Brook's debut, I understand. He was 31, 189, and 10. 189 defeats. Where was your family? But then by the time poor Peter Buckley, you know, finished his career, he was 32, 256 with 12 controversial decisions. I'm sorry, this is not funny. It's people got, where's 256? 256, he's been knocked out, God bless, only 10 times. He fought a guy that was 24, Brian Coleman. 24, 139, and 7. 24 wins, 139, and 7. And where's Brian Coleman now? He never won another fight after that. He went 24, 141, and 7 before he retired. If you go up several more fights, he's got a guy, he fought Ernie Smith. Ernie Smith. Ernie Smith, when Kell Brook fought him, was a modest 12-85-4, right? That was Kell Brook's 10th fight. No, that was Kell Brook's 9th fight. Kell Brook won on the points. Then he fought him in a rematch that next year around Cinco de Mayo, you know. He fought Ernie Smith, and at that point in time, somehow Ernie Smith had lost 12 fights. This time when Kell Brook fought him, Ernie Smith was 13-97-5. So I tallied that shit up. I'm sitting here and I'm like, no. And then by the time I got to like opponent number like 7, I realized I was in the 400s. So listen, the total top. Okay, the first 25 Kell Brook opponents have a combined losing total of 890 fights. Do I need to do the win totals when I said he fought somebody who was 24-139 and never won another fight after that? It's something that needs to be addressed. But you know, man, Kell Brook does have some skills, you know? But how did he really get here? Isn't that what they say about the Lord of the Rings and shit? It's about the journey and shit. Remember when he met Carlson Jones for the first fight? That's when it was heavily talked about. Even before that, that 147 was some issues for him. Then when he fought Carlson Jones, then in the rematch he fought him at a catchweight. Then the next big fight was Voislav Sinchenko, and Sinchenko kind of hurt him a little bit. Kell Brook ended up stopping him. Then, of course, Shawn Porter, the fight that many said he wasn't supposed to win, he showed some good boxing ability, especially with that overhand right. And people asked me before, well, you know, how can you say Kell Brook got good inside game? Even though, you know, put it to it, he's shown some good inside game with Shawn Porter. Even though we know Shawn Porter is known to smother his punches. Then guess what? Jojo Dan, Frankie Gavin, Kevin Bizier, and then the big fight with Golovkin. And now Errol Spence. So Errol Spence is really the truest test of a pure boxer or a boxer puncher that Kell Brook is ever going to face, because you can't say Shawn Porter's that. So his ass better be in shape. And he is the underdog. But at the same time, Errol Spence is going over into hostile territories. He's going to Sheffield, somebody's hometown. You know, he better hope the cards are not gonna be corrupt. The commentary is likely, of course, going to be against him. He's got to go out there and put a boot in his ass, just like he did to Leonard Bundu and Chris Algieri. But Kell Brook is huge. But another thing you must factor in the video with is you got to think about that rehydration, man. The IBF, you have to weigh in the day before the fight and the day of the fight. So basically, you weigh in. Let's say, for example, hypothetically, Kell Brook weighs in at 147. I mean, 146.8. He's looking all gaunt, you know, and skinny, all crackhead out in the face. Then, you know, the next morning, you at about the same time, he's got to get on the scale again and weigh in at 157.9. No, 146.9. I'm tired. 146.9. Remember, it's the 10. You can't go any more past 10 pounds. But then once you make it past that, you're cool. So it's like this Kell Brook can't even, like, he's going to be heckled even if he loses his fight, lose the belt on the scales. They're already heckling him at the face-off. Look at the video. The video's on the channel. You know, so a lot on that man's plate. But I gotta get some tea. That's what I gotta do. Make some tea, because my voice is you know, giving out on me. I'm T Street Controversy. This is T Street Controversy Live. I cover every single major fight live. Shout out to Keyran over there holding it down in Sheffield. You know, welcome to Fight View 360. Please subscribe and visit FightView360.com. We're gaining momentum. You know, things are going to be moving fast. I'm T Street Controversy. This is T Street Controversy Live. Also, if you're interested in helping out in any type of way, shape, or form, whether you're a graphic designer, whether you're an artist, whether you do beams, whether you do anything, please make sure to contact us at editor, that's EDITOR, at FightView360.com. Of course, you have to give your name, your location, and what you're interested in doing. And you got to tell me a little bit about, obviously, what your daytime, schedule looks like. And then we'll go from there. Please subscribe.